What's going on, y'all? I wanted to talk to you about a game that I just beat recently called Astalon Tears of the Earth. You may or may not have heard about this game, but it's currently on sale for 50% off on Steam, and it's absolutely worth it. And honestly, between you and me, even if it wasn't on sale, the $20 price point that they asked for it is more than fair. I actually found out about this game on Twitter after one of the developers made this tweet with all these reasons why the game should be purchased, and in his tweet he mentioned how the game had some light roguelite elements, and for me initially that was a huge turnoff, but I'm glad to say that I tried the game and it's an absolute fucking banger, and I'm gonna tell you why. But before we get to that, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you're feeling naughty, go ahead and hit that bell notification for me too. Let's get to it. Astalon Tears of the Earth tells the story of three warriors trying to save their village. A village that has been swept with disease from an unknown poison tainting the local water supply. Though there's no gameplay of their adventure to the tower that you ultimately arrive at, the evil within is surely the source of the poison that has been affecting your loved ones, and it's your job to end it. The game immediately sets you up for your soon-to-be game loop with an unmissable death that transitions into dialogue between one of your three main characters and Epithetus. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that right, I really don't care. Epithetus tells you in reference to a transaction for your soul that you're basically unable to die, at least until you have finished your task at hand of banishing the evil from the tower that you're in. But we'll get into that later. I won't get into all of the nuance of the story though. I do think it's well worth discovering for yourself, but this is a perfect segue into what makes this different from traditional Metroidvanias and what all works and what may not for some. Astalon, as all Metroidvanias, triumphs exploration over everything, and here it no question handles this remarkably. There are so many useful and interesting items, side quests, characters, and hidden paths that all feel so well done. Each character, which you initially will switch between at bonfires, all have their own playstyle and traversal abilities, and all of them, including the side characters that will later get introduced, are genuinely fun to play with. As I mentioned earlier, this game does have some roguelike features. Basically, after each death, you have the ability to use your collected orbs that you obtain from killing enemies to purchase items from an ever-growing shop. After perusing the wares, you'll find yourself at the beginning of the game with each death. It sounds much more tedious than it actually is in practice to thankfully well-placed checkpoints in the way of elevators, and it was always a sigh of relief to be able to explore the map from your newly found vantage point. The game never was absurdly difficult by any means. I would definitely say it can be challenging, but I don't think I ever was frustrated through the roughly 12 hours I played it. My main complaint about the game is how much this feature artificially padded out a game that, in my opinion, had zero need for it. It felt like more of a desire to chase trends than a genuine need for this kind of feature. And at the end, because of this, unfortunately I had no desire to play the other game modes that get unlocked after beating the main game. And I think that's a huge miss. But as far as negatives go, that's really all I've got. The game has a stellar aesthetic, addicting gameplay, some of the best music I've heard in a long time for a video game. I literally hum this shit all day now. Awesome bosses and progression, and excellently told stories that are worth discovering for yourself. The game's an instant classic and was so very close to being what I would consider a masterpiece. The game's an 8.5, take it or leave it, and thanks for watching.